You know, I really care about this podcast. I want to make sure I can give you the content that yous all deserve. So, I'm gonna try my best to take care of all yous. Welcome to the Channel Chasers Podcast. I am, of course, your host, Jay, and joining me, as always, are my two very expendable co-hosts, Brian and Tony. How you doing tonight, boys? All right.
That's all right.
So, this week we will be discussing the hit HBO miniseries from the world of Matt Reeves' The Batman, Penguin, Season 1. I know, it's been out for a while. People have already been talking about it. Aren't you guys late as fuck? Well, yeah, we are. But guess what? I got a new TV. I started watching it on said new TV. Got really hooked on it and was like, you guys, we gotta talk about this shit. So we're talking about this shit. So here we are.
What's new? We've been talking about late things since
since we've been trying to get the backlog back. But hopefully though the Wicked episode isn't too late. I'm working on that audio as we speak.
We just released, as a recording, our latest episode that was a movie that came out in
like late August, early September, because we were in the thing we said September was coming up, so it was. I think we covered it we recorded it during the summertime.
Yep. Which, by the way, thanks to the 9 people out there who watched it.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Y'all the real MVPs.
Yep.
But yeah, I will be working on the Wicked audio. Hopefully that'll be done on my end sometime this weekend. So hopefully we'll get that out faster. But yeah. So we'll be talking about the Penguin. And there's a lot of shit to talk about with the Penguin, so definitely strap in for that. But of course, we can't start off an episode of the Channel Chasers Podcast without first jumping right into the news with Brian. Take it away, Brian.
Alright, so, unfortunately, as they say, death comes in threes when it comes to celebrities.
And just period.
So, we have a third voice actor to round out the 2 that I announced last time. Morgan Loffing, 84 years old. She's mostly known for her work at G.I. Joe, where she was Baroness in the 90s.
Oh, dang.
And she was the one who came up with giving Baroness that ambiguous Eastern European accent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to say it's Russian. It was definitely Eastern European. Yeah.
She was the one who came up with that idea.
No, that makes sense.
She also did various work for Transformers.
Same company, so that also makes sense.
Yeah. Trying to think if there was anything else that we... in the original, 80s Spider-Man cartoon, she was Aunt May.
Oh, wow.
And, ironically enough, also Black Cat.
Like the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends cartoon, or like the 60s Spider... No, you said 80s, so that was Spider-Man in His Amazing Friends.
No, it was just...
There was no just straight-up Spider-Man cartoon in the 80s. In the 80s, it was just...
It was.
No, in the 80s, it was just Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. They had a Spider-Man cartoon in the 60s. There was no solo Spider-Man cartoon in the 80s.
Yes, there was. It ran for 2 seasons.
Huh? I'm
81 to 82.
I'm googling this because I swear there was the only solo Spider-Man cartoon was one in the 60s, and then they had Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends in the 80s. Googling it, but continue while I Google.
And also for you classic anime fans, she was part of the dub for Star Blazer.
Never heard of that. What's it look like? I need to see what this looks like. Can I some actual animated stills? Who was? Oh, okay. So I have seen this. I've been confusing this for the 60s one for a while because it looks like the same animation. No, 1981 was definitely that. What I'm seeing is the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Not seeing. Confusing. Does this run parallel? I guess it ran parallel. Interesting. Okay.
But yeah.
So what else?
Will be missed.
Yep. R.I.P.
And then on to actual news. We got an update on cast and about a film. Damn it! And now my phone chooses to die on me. I've been using it for the notes for this. But y'all know that there was a live-action Voltron movie going on?
No.
There is.
Okay.
And we got casting updated. In this new announcement, included, surprisingly enough, Sterling K. Brown, which
Interesting.
has been in a lot of things that we've covered.
I mean, Sterling K. Brown is just everywhere, period.
Yep. Alba Baptista, who known most notably for Warrior Nun on Netflix.
I've heard of that show.
Yep. And Rita Ora.
Oh, I haven't seen her in forever.
I think she had some medical shit that she was going through.
Oh.
Also, isn't she dating Taika Waititi now?
Fuck if I know. I don't really follow the dating lives of directors.
But a bunch of other people were announced that were like smaller that we probably wouldn't recognize. Like the actor's name is Samson Kayo, and he's been in a lot of things that we hadn't seen. He was on House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He was what's his face? His friend. He's the overweight black guy.
Ah.
He was also in Our Flag Means Death, which we hadn't watched but heard great things.
I have heard great things about it. That did look like a fun show. But
he also voiced Baby Bear in the new Puss in Boots.
oh, cool.
And then also, if you ever watched The Librarians, the TV show, the Asian guy from that, and he's been in a lot of things, but I don't think you've seen it. Like, he was Agent Park in Nancy Drew.
Oh, cool. I don't really care about live action Ultron, to be honest.
Well, see, the biggest thing about it is that has me semi-excited is they join the already previously announced Henry Cavill.
What the fuck is Henry I mean, alright, I still don't care. Live action anime adaptations are notoriously ass, especially when it comes to, like, movies. The only thing that I actually liked that was a live action anime adaptation that was, like, a Hollywood movie was Alita Battle Angel.
The director is also honestly a toss-up, because, Rawson Marshall Thurber? What the that is a weird name. But, he's directed, Red Notice, he did We Are the Millers, so you know, Dodgeball.
Okay, you've done some really good comedies. That doesn't tell me Voltron's gonna be good.
Yep. Also, he's worked with The Rock a lot, which doesn't say much. So this is gonna be a flip in the air, but it was a slow news week. The holidays are upon us. It was either talk about that or renewals of shows that we hadn't seen. So,
Like what shows?
like I mentioned off camera, Sweet Pea. I think an Amazon, Apple Plus TV show. I'd look it up, but my phone's dead. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on.
Alright. The enthusiasm of this guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, hey.
But yeah, we are moving on to Screen Time, which is the segment of the podcast where the guys and I talk about the different pieces of media we've consumed in between podcast episodes. That could range for anything between movies, TV shows, anime, manga, comics, books, music, anything in between. I'll go first. I'll be really quick about it. Read the newest issue of Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman number 2. That came out relatively recently as of recording of this podcast. Really good. I like the artwork. We actually get to see how she met Steve Trevor in this world, which is pretty much the same, except instead of washing up on some mascara, he washed up on the Wild Isle. And she saved him from a Hydra. But it's actually really cute because, like, since she was raised by Cersei instead of Hippolyta, like, you know, it was kind of it was a little mermaidy because, like, she, like, literally, like, rescues him from the water and, like, saves him from the Hydra. And she's like, Mom, look, it's another person. We haven't seen another person before. And then, you know, she's just like, I mean, okay, I guess. And then, you know, yeah, it's like, so can I hang out with him? It's like, and you know, you expect Cersei to be like, no, you know, blah blah blah, stereotypical anger mother. She's like, he's pretty, I guess. Go ahead. And so they become friends. She helps him get back, and that's how she discovers the whole portal from the hellmouth of, you know, hell to Gateway City. And so, you know, when she comes through and is fighting all these fucking monsters, Steve and the government show up, and she's like, oh, Steve! And so Steve vouches for her so the government doesn't, you know, try to kill her. It's pretty fun. This world is pretty cool. I also found out that her Pegasus is not just a Pegasus, it is capital P Pegasus.
Oh.
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
The Pegasus.
Yeah, he is the child of Medusa that was born after her death at the hands of Perseus.
Also, I heard that we actually get to see her whip.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Her fucking her whip of submission. It's pretty interesting.
Works as like a penance stare.
Yeah, almost. It's like it's not like it kind of like if you have anything to feel kind of guilty about, or like have any like harboring any kind of ill will, it does like I'm just gonna use RPG terms. It does extra like holy damage to you. You know, because she's fighting a lot of demonic shit. So I'm just gonna use those terms. It's pretty cool. The artwork is really interesting. It has this off-kilter quality that I like about it. It actually makes it feel like it's a different universe. Like even to the fact that like this Diana, like her face doesn't look like traditional Diana. Like not to the point where it's unrecognizable, but like it's not just stock Diana. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. I've been enjoying that. What other stuff? No other comics really stand out. I checked out the second season of Arcane, which we'll be covering next week. So I'm not really going to talk about it here, but I have a lot of feelings. And I'm excited to talk about them with the guys.
I do have one question, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about / listen to Kendrick's new album?
Oh, I did. Yeah, GNX. Oh, I don't know why I didn't mention that. Yeah, that was the fucking talk of the town because it was a surprise drop. Yeah, GNX was pretty good. I mean, it was all like Bay Area like hyphy music, which isn't exactly my thing, but I liked it. You know, it was very West Coast for sure. But like, you know, don't really have much to say that hasn't already been said. It's a really good album. There are a few songs that I really like that stand out to me, like Luther, Turn the TV Off, a couple other ones. But yeah, Kendrick's album was really good. I enjoyed that. I've also been listening to the movie Wicked soundtrack just in my spare time because that movie is still living in my head rent free.
Yeah.
Other stuff, I checked out the Netflix remake of Rumiko Takahashi's classic martial arts rom-com, Ranma 1/2, and I love it. It is animated by Studio Mappa, those poor motherfuckers. You know, if you're part of the anime community, you know the joke. Those poor Mappa dudes just chained to desks for all of eternity, never allowed to see their family, just to provide us with crisp animation.
And to make certain individuals look immaculate as fuck.
Yeah, I salute you, Mappa, and your hard slave labor, because Ranma 1/2, like, its action is really good. It's really funny. It's just as funny as I remember. Cause I read the original manga back in middle school, and I loved it. And I'm watching the dub personally because I like to watch comedies in dub. And also I can just turn my brain off and have it on in the background. But I love it. It's only up to episode 9. And I think there are only going to be 12 episodes in this core. They come out every Saturday, so I'm looking now. I have something to watch every week, so that's cool. So like one of the fun things is like the gimmick for Ranma is it's a martial arts rom-com. So like every time Ranma is challenged to a different form of martial arts, and the most recent episode / arc that we're on is Ranma, Akane, and Ryoga get kind of wrapped into this like martial arts figure skating death match, and it is hilarious because one of the dudes, the male of the opposing figure skating duo, like put the moves on Femramna and like stole her first kiss / Ranma's first kiss, and so Ranma's just like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. How dare you put your hands on me, you nasty creepo motherfucker.
You freaky dog.
I really like this because like I was really afraid that like, because this is coming out in 2024, that they would tone down some of the stuff from the original Ranma, because, like, you know, this came out in like the late 90s, so, like, you know, a lot of the classic shonen / rom-com tropes of anime of the late 90s are very present, but, like, they're all still there, all the jokes still land, and, like, I'm glad they didn't take any of that away, because honestly, if you take away the misogyny from Ranma, you kind of lose the plot, because kind of the point of Ranma is him realizing, oh shit, I'm a girl too, so I have to deal with this bullshit. So this is how he learns not to be a fucking weirdo. So, like, I'm glad none of that shit's taken away. I'm very interested to see what happens when the sensei comes around, because, like, if you've ever read Ranma 1/2, you know that Ranma's dad / Akane's dad, Sensei, is like the pinnacle, the absolute pinnacle of perverted martial arts sensei that has ever been created, for all the good and bad that there is with that.
He makes Team 4-star version of King Kai look tame.
You mean Master Roshi? King Kai was never a perv. King Kai was just a bad comedian. Yeah, no, he's worse than Master Roshi, Jiraiya, any of the classic anime perv senseis you can think of. Fucking Ranma's dad sensei is the worst. He's such an over the top creepo, but, like, he's there for a purpose, and I'm really glad they didn't take away any of the you know, humor that, you know, yes, might be considered problematic for the day, but you got to remember that when this was created, so, like, keep that shit intact. And like I said, it is just gorgeously animated, man. And also, Ranma's tits are huge. I mean, they've always been huge, but, like, it's kind of ridiculous, especially considering, like, obviously, you know, this is one of the progenitors of the classic trope of the fact that, like, one of my favorite things is one of the jokes that me and Darth have about Ranma is that, like, Akane is secretly a lesbian who's actually just super into femramna, and only grows to care about and tolerate male Ranma out of obligation. My personal headcanon. Just because of how she treats men. She always just beats the fuck out of men. Akane is very scary. I'm just waiting on the introduction of my favorite girl in this ever-expanding harem of Ranma Satome, which is the Amazon Shampoo, who is one of my personal favorite characters. I'm excited. I also checked out Dragon Ball Daima, which I love. You know, if you're into, like, if you like Toriyama's Dragon Quest stuff, you're gonna like this, because it's just what if Dragon Ball was Dragon Quest. Cause it's set, it takes place mostly in the demon world, and it feels very JRPG questy, which it's a slow burn for sure, but it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. I hear that its viewership is nowhere near as good because it's not as, like, you know, big scale punchy, but, like, it's fun, man. I like it. I also managed to check out the first episode of Fate Strange Fake that the English dub was out. It's on Crunchyroll. Man, good shit. I'm excited. I know that was a big hit on the channel, and we covered the like precursor big OVA. So maybe I'll sit down with Tony and we'll put together another video about it. I don't know. I'm not too sure. We'll figure it out. Let us know if you want it.
Yeah, I had to watch it on YouTube because I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll proper.
You couldn't find it on Crunchyroll proper? It's on Crunchyroll proper.
Yeah, I tried looking for it. It just told me no.
Weird.
And I had to watch their YouTube.
On Crunchyroll's YouTube?
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. So Brian, what about you?
Alright, so, well, first of all, before we do that, I feel like I should do a shout out here. Because, as of tonight of filming is aired the series finale for Superman and Lois, which is the end of the DCCW era of shows. Like, it's the final nail.
Yep. When does that come to Max?
We don't know.
It's season 4?
Yep.
Alright, hold on. Continue talking while I Google.
Hopefully it'll be in about a week or so, and we have hopes of covering it,
I do really want to cover it.
but that might take a while because our annual holiday break. But anyway, moving on to things that I actually watched. Continue watching 911 and enjoying it for the most part, but it is getting a little bit annoying how focused they are on Angela Bassett's character.
I mean, if you're gonna pay for Angela Bassett, you're gonna fucking.
I know,
Use
but
Angela.
still. I shit you not. They did like a whole season-long story with her. Then did 2 episodes focused on Hen, the other black woman in the cast, and did like a 2-episode arc with her and Chimney.
Mhm.
And then did another big thing with Angela Bassett right after. It's like the only, and for a while, blah. For that episode though, also, it was just her and the fire chief that she's married to.
Uh-huh.
There were no 911 calls or anyone responding to an emergency. It was just all her story about a cold case that inspired her to be a cop.
Wild.
Yeah. So I kind of lessened on watching that as like fast as I was, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm like 5, 6 seasons in, so yeah, of course I'm still watching it. Then also, next up, Critical Role update. Looks like I may have overestimated things, and I feel like they could be done with Campaign 3 even earlier, like probably around mid-January, the way that things are going. Unless Matt throws in a huge twist to elongate things. But before I mentioned that they brought back, they got to play their Vox Machina characters. This time they got to play their Mighty Nine characters. They're doing another final battle, and then it's on to Bell's Hells to finish it all up, which will be interesting to see because everyone's still curious if Exandria, the world that they live in, if it's going to survive, because there are theories that they might do something with it, or at least change it fundamentally, so that they can transition to using their system for Campaign 4. But we'll just have to wait and see. And lastly, started watching Skeleton Crew, like legitimately was watching it right as Jay was saying, are y'all ready to report? And I haven't gotten to the point yet where them going for the adventure. They only just now found the ship. So I've mostly just been seeing their pre-adventure days. And interesting to see, like, that one episode of The Mandalorian where we got to see the one evil doctor try to reform and become like a space businessman. Do you remember that episode of The Mandalorian? And this one we get to see these kids like in their natural days. This is I believe it's post episode 6 before episode 7.
Oh,
And
interesting.
we get to see these kids like just in their average days being taught by droids at school, getting in trouble for typical kid things, and there are some universals no matter where you go. Like our main kid is a latchkey kid raised by I think a single father,
Oh, nice.
and probably the bane of all of our existences still exists in a galaxy far, far away. Standardized.
Ugh. Cringe.
Standardized test.
Because apparently, in this world, at least with the new Empire set up, you take a standardized test when you're these kids' age, and whatever you get determines what your forever job is going to be.
Dude, that's lame as hell.
The Empire. You said it was post episode 6. I thought the Empire was,
New
was.
Empire.
Was there a new Empire? I mean, like the first order didn't show up until episode 7.
Yeah.
And I don't know about where it is on timeline, but anyway.
I should be able to tell you after watching it.
Yeah, but still,
Anyway.
you're the dumbest motherfucker there.
Then you
Oh, yeah.
then you end up with a shit job, cleaning animal tanks or something.
Oh yeah. And like, advisor comes to the kid beforehand and is like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And like, "What do you hope to be?" And it's like, an engineer, an analyst, a like biochemist. And it's like, these are kids.
No, I mean, I can tell you, as someone who is friends with a biological engineer and has been friends with this biological engineer since he was 5, he's been saying he wanted to be a biological engineer since he was like 8.
Well, our main kid
Shout out to
doesn't say
Jordan.
it out loud. The main kid doesn't say it out loud.
But he wants to be a Jedi.
Yeah, and he gets bullied.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
If this was a post Empire world, then the Empire propaganda, even if the Empire is gone, the Empire propaganda still probably runs pretty strong, especially in like Outer Rim worlds.
But it is pretty cool. Instead of it being like, like typical how it is usually, like the Stranger Things and all that, where it's like one friend group that discovers this thing, it's 2 sets of 2 best friends.
Oh, cool.
And there's a human on each of them. And then the male is, the other male is the blue elephant race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw them in the trailer.
And then the girl alien is the race that is blind, that like has the head wrap above on their eyes.
Oh yeah, so does that mean they're they're a Marilucan?
I believe so.
They can. Then that means they can only see through the Force if they are a Marilucan.
And how do they hide that?
Well,
No.
I mean, it's not something you have to advertise.
Also, she has a lot of like digital attachment to her.
Because like the Marilucan were one of the most prodigious Jedi races because they're like, their entire race is naturally Force sensitive because they are all blind and can only see through the Force.
Good to know.
Yeah. It's one of the races I used to play pretty often in SWTOR. They were pretty cool.
But yeah, and it's pretty cool so far. But like I said, I'm just dipping my toe in so far. But that's it for me.
All right. So Tony, what about you? Anything interesting you would like to highlight?
Let me think on that. Let me just kind of jog my brain. Well, I decided in my infinite wisdom to return to the Resident Evil series and play for the 3rd time Resident Evil 7.
Is 7 the one where you play as like Chris and then you're in like the jungles in Africa?
No, that's
No.
5. That's 5.
No, it's like a co-op one, and you play as
No,
him and the
that's
other girl.
5.
That's 5. Okay, that is 5. Okay. For some reason, I thought that was like either 6 or 7. Okay, it was 5.
No, 5 is where you're Chris Redfield and can't remember her name.
But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yes.
And 6 is a hot mess that trying to play through that is like putting yourself through a lot of different emotions at the same time. 7 is where they actually implemented the RE engine and, in my opinion, has the best story out of all Resident Evil games.
Interesting.
It's the first in Ethan Winters' story as a protagonist. We're introduced to the Baker family.
Oh, he's the one with the daughter. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I remember this guy. Yep.
And reliving this game again on normal difficulty for the 2nd time, I am reminded of how much I detest certain aspects of combat because I can be a bit slow in my reaction time because I'm trying to fight with the controller because sometimes controllers are assholes. Because during a boss fight with the nemesis or Mr. X of the game, Jack Baker, you have to fight him in a kind of a battle pit where you could just duel him with a chainsaw. But you know what's the worst thing about that?
What is that?
Jack has a chainsaw, but it's like fucking scissors.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So you have to evade him with a one-shot kill attack that he has, where he turns you into sliced meat. Well, you have to push body bags in front of him. You have to shoot him a couple times, and then you have to use your own chainsaw to cut him apart when he grows a mass in his neck.
Oh, damn.
And it is the first to introduce the newest aspect of the Resident Evil games, the newest bioweapon, Mole. And if I feel inclined, which I'm pretty much thinking that I will be doing, I'll be playing Village for this would be the 4th or 5th time, just to have the Winter Saga feel complete.
Nice.
Because we're not going to be getting because since we technically had a resolution for the Winters family for Village's DLC, in the little short story we had with Rose Winters, that kind of dovetails into the ending of Village. And the more I hear about how RE9 is going to be, we're either going to be getting Leon as a protagonist again, or we're going to get Chris as a protagonist again, or dual protagonist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, having Chris as one of the protagonists of RE9 would make sense because he's a pivotal character.
Wasn't he also the previous bad guy? Like,
no, Albert Wesker. You're thinking of Albert Wesker.
no, wasn't Chris an antagonist in one of the more recent games?
He was a red herring.
Ah, okay.
Because with Village, since you have to fight the lore of the village, and Chris is just kind of acting sketchy.
Ah.
Because of what he did in Village, makes you think that you're gonna try to fight against what Chris intends to do, but ultimately him and Ethan have the same goal.
Okay, interesting.
And at the end of Village, spoilers for the end of Village, we find out that Blue Umbrella is using bioweapons to supplement their forces, which in Resident Evil lore is a big no-no. And Chris is thinking, well, shit, I have to figure out what the hell's going on. Guess I'm going to Europe to figure out who's doing this, because this takes place after all of the conventional viruses.
Oh, okay.
And Umbrella is dissolved. Anyone who tried to had their hands on like Ouroboros, T, any of the viruses that was made throughout the series before that point in the series is dissolved and destroyed. And one of the things that I love about Resident Evil, especially with 7 and Village, they connected the entire lore of the franchise in with the new stuff seamlessly.
Cool.
And personally for me, I want to include the remakes as their own separate entities. I'm not the biggest fan of RE4's remake, but I still enjoy it. And that's all I can say about that.
Alright. Cool.
Cool. Just FYI, real quick.
Uh-huh.
I did Google it. She is officially classified as a human cyborg because she uses cybernetics to see, but there is theories that she's a Merlogan.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh.
So this is in the New Republic era.
Okay. You mean the High Republic? New Republic. New Republic. So that means like the Episode 7 era.
Yeah.
Okay, Episode 7. Gotcha. Okay, cool. You said New Republic. Gotcha. All right. Oh, real quick before we move on to trailer talk, I did forget there was another comic that I did read that came out recently that I've been looking forward to for a while. That came out. It is the first issue of I believe it's a 5-issue miniseries by Tom King, with art written by Tom King with art by Ryan Sook, called Black Canary Best of the Best. And this is a fighting tournament that Black Canary organizes to prove that she is well, not that she still got it, but that she's the #1 hand-to-hand combatant in the DC universe, and obviously her main adversary is Lady Shiva. And so the reason she's doing this is because basically she's participating in this tournament because there is a villain doctor whose name I can't remember, but it's an old school character from the 40s who has agreed to perform an experimental operation on Dinah's mother, Dinah Drake, who is currently suffering from a brain tumor.
Oh, well, shit.
And she is too prideful to ask her billionaire husband to
Yeah.
do things for her.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, shit's a little still pretty rocky because like it does take place in canon, so like her and Ollie are still really trying to repair things.
You know,
I mean-
after he went
Super deep cover,
undercover.
super deep
Yeah.
cover, like so much so like Jean mind whammied him so good that Jean forgot that he mind whammied him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it,
Oh, he did a damn good job at that if Martian Manhunter forgets to do something.
But yeah, no, it's really good. The art's crazy good, and like the thing that I really like about it is the way it's written is you know, obviously this is mostly like a fight book, so like a lot of the dialogue comes from the commentary, the fight commentators, and these guys are written like not just like regular like MMA commentators, they're written more like WWE commentators,
That's
and it's
hilarious.
fucking awesome.
Watch out, watch out, watch out.
And it's so cool. Like the Justice League all go to a bar in their civvy clothes and watch the fight.
Well, that's just amazing. Oh, one thing I would like to add that's comic related.
Uh huh.
I decided to want a few MerryMarvelite.
I love the MerryMarvelite channel. They're fantastic. I've watched so many of their history of.
Yes, and you know what's one of my favorite ones that I've seen recently? That channel did an entire history of the UFOs.
Don't know what those are.
Okay, so picture this, Jen. You have 4 individuals that want to explore space.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
One seemingly older man, his romantic partner, her brother, and their pilot.
This just sounds like the Fantastic Four.
Yes, because the UFOs are basically the Fantastic Four, but evil, but also from Timu.
Huh. Timu Fantastic Four.
Yes. So
See, I thought the Timu Fantastic Four was Hank Henshaw and his people.
no, it's these fucks, because you have Simon Utrecht or Vector, who when empowered by cosmic rays, has the ability to basically telekinetically push objects away from it or redirect them.
Okay.
And he only became that way because he was still connected to the rocket's computer mainframe. And I thought to myself, okay, that checks out, I guess. And Darnell, Vapor, she was a life support engineer she was Utrecht's lover.
Okay.
And she became that way because she ran into life support, and the gas from the life support kind of seeped into her suit when the cosmic rays hit their rocket. And then her brother Jimmy, I believe, Jimmy Darnell, he got so supercharged with cosmic rays that he became the villain X-Ray.
All right.
Yeah, and then the last guy, the pilot, Mike Steele, became the villain Ironclad and is covered in metal and can change his density too.
Huh.
And yes. And you know what's the most hilarious thing?
What is that?
Bruce tried to save their asses because these idiots decided, mostly on Utrecht's end, because Utrecht is a billionaire and former politician that was so pissed that the Fantastic Four exists that he said, you know what? I'm going to be a better Reed Richards. Fuck that guy.
That's funny.
And he decided in his... Thank you, Brian. He posted in our group chat about what the UFOs look like.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Utrecht, in his infinite wisdom, told him, hey, you know this rocket? We're going to have less protections from the cosmic rays because I want to be a better Reed Richards. I want to be more powerful than Reed Richards.
They really do look like the Timu Fantastic Four.
Right? Like I said.
That is crazy.
And so Bruce Banner saved these idiots from damaging themselves too much from cosmic rays, but due to their transformations, he was a bit late for that. And during the fight with the Hulk, these poor bastards couldn't even control their powers. They were hurting themselves more than the Hulk.
Damn.
It was so bad that Vapor couldn't hold her physical form, Vector was repulsing everything around him, Ironclad just sank into the earth, and X-Ray's own powers were killing him.
Well, that's rough, buddy.
And then when he X-Ray bombarded himself with more cosmic radiation to kind of stabilize his powers, he began to stabilize the other UFOs.
Huh.
If you want to talk about lesser known characters, it's these four schmucks.
Damn.
Yeah, trying to pattern yourself after the first family of Marvel, but be so unremarkable that you're just barely a footnote and used as like background villains.
Also, side note, I just saw a post that actually gave the timeline, and just to bring it back to one of Brian's earlier points before we move on to trailer talk, the DC TV CW era went from 2006 to 2024. That's crazy, because because, you know, Smallville started in, I think, like 2001, and then the WB, UPN and WB merged in 2006, so the CW became the CW in 2006. So 2006 to 2024, it really is the end of an era. It started with Superman and ended with Superman. Kind of poetic.
Crazy, right?
And the new era is going to be starting with Superman.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. He's the second.
I mean,
When does Creature Commandos drop?
Very soon.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's supposed to be coming up.
yeah, sometime this month. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, now we're moving on to Trailer Talk. Trailer Talk is the segment of the podcast where our boy Brian here has gathered together six brand new trailers as of the recording of this podcast. And we will, through the magic of editing, give our rapid fire thoughts after we quickly watch and react to them. YouTube people, you can find these trailers linked down below in the description in a playlist that Brian has put together for you. And audio listeners, we will basically tell you each trailer that we will be talking about as we talk about them after we have watched the bat. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and do that. So until then, please enjoy this word from our non-existent sponsors. We shall return. And we're back. Okay, pretty decent trailers. I'm enjoying I enjoyed what we saw. I'm definitely more intrigued by No Good Deed now.
Yeah.
Before, all we really saw was like the stacked cast, but like I actually really dig the humor that they showed. Kind of dry, dark type beat that I'm into. But I mean, it makes sense. It's made by the same person who created Dead to Me. If you've ever seen that show, it's really good. It's Linda Cardellini, and I forget who the other chick is.
Christina Applegate.
Christina Applegate. I was gonna say Christina Hendricks, but I'm like, no, it's not Christina Hendricks. It's Christina something. There you go. But yeah, I'm interested. I don't know if it's like one that we're gonna need to cover, cause like, these shows are weird to talk about. But I'm definitely gonna check it out. One that I think we will cover.
Sorry, it's coming out in December.
Yep. Speaking of fucking December, Squid Game Season 2! Day after Christmas! That's wild!
Yeah, insanity.
Like, I'm, obviously, you know, Brian and I both, like, really enjoyed season 1 of Squid Game. Did we ever cover it?
I think we did.
Did we? I'm pretty sure we did. I don't remember, but, like, I definitely feel like it feels like we did. I always forget if we covered something or we just happily talked about it in our TV group chat when me, you, Mimi, and Ellie had like the TV group chat. We were all talking about TV and shit. But anyways, definitely looking forward to Squid Game Season 2. I'm super hyped. Like, you know, is there really anything else you need to be said? Squid Game Season 1 was a banger, and I cannot wait for Season 2.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Some other ones were just kind of interesting, but like didn't really grab my attention. Like, Big Boys. It's cute.
Yeah.
But I've seen it way too many times.
Oh yeah.
Nothing that really stood out to me there.
Which It is a Hulu bringing over a popular British show
Mm-hmm.
that has had 2 seasons and is greenlit for a 3rd.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Good for
And
them.
the mom, that's Jackie Tyler from Doctor Who.
Oh shit.
Wild.
Yep.
Yeah, Rose's mom.
So that's the only interesting thing about it, honestly, to me. It didn't seem offensively bad, but just not like.
Yeah, it just felt very by the numbers. Like, this feels like a good show, but like I feel like it'll just be good, not really like
Mind blowing.
pod worthy to talk about. Where like there's anything that would like really make me want to talk about.
Also, speaking about like nothing special, it seems like nowadays we're getting like once a week a new trailer for a new spy thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of spy movies, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it was intense, but like every spy movie trailer nowadays is intense. Like I don't really care.
This one is done by the director of the first Divergent film
Mm-hmm.
and Limitless, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Also, it stars one of the Bridgerton girls,
Oh, cool.
and her dad is Rhys Ives, I believe that's his name. Been in a bunch of shit. He was the lizard for Andrew Garfield,
Oh,
Spider.
Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
He was also just recently in Venom 3, playing a completely different character.
Nice.
Oh,
What?
wait a minute. Wait a second. Are you talking about... Because that would mean that's Otto, Jay.
Oh, really? He played he played Otto in the games. That was him too.
No, Otto Hightower.
Oh, Otto Hightower.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Otto Hightower is the fun. I forgot Otto Hightower played the lizard. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Huh. Well, shit.
I couldn't recognize him without facial hair.
Yeah.
Also, you want to talk about not recognizing him. He was also Grigory Rasputin in The Kingsman.
Oh, dude, that was his fight scene was fucking awesome.
Yep.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
So,
And
great
then-
actor. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, spy films are spy films, man.
Yeah, I don't.
They
Yep.
I don't really give a shit, especially because there's just been so many like within the past year.
Moonwater. I included that because we like to shout out like YouTubers and stuff when they do projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is an indie film done by a YouTuber named Natalie Gold. She's more of a reaction channel, but she produces this movie and her husband directs it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And it's taking place at her husband's childhood farm.
Oh, nice.
So you get someone who really knows the location, which will help the movie. But it seems like an intense but good little indie film.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But then lastly, the last one we gotta talk about is known simply as Lay.
That looks fun. You know, I haven't really checked out anything on Peacock for real, but like this I might have to watch because just the premise is hilarious.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
all her exes are just dropping, just bodies dropping. Man, I don't know if that happened to me. Would I be nice enough? No, I actually like most of my exes. There's only one that I would completely ignore.
Yeah, just...
You know who you are. You know what you do.
yeah. Yeah.
We all know.
And if you listen to the How I Met Your Father episode, you also know.
Oh,
Which...
How's that for a callback?
Yeah. Christ
yeah,
above.
this reminds me of those like early 2000 films, like rom-coms, like what's my number?
It kind of like it's
Anna Faris.
it also reminds me of stuff like even though I don't really like Dane Cook, like stuff like Good Luck Chuck, shit like that,
Oh, yeah.
like from like the early
Yeah.
2000s.
It kind of reminds me of those kind of films, but with like a darker twist.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of just want to see like the ways these dudes die.
All these dudes, one random chick.
Oh man, Stephanie Shu has the kiss of death apparently.
Yeah.
And the main love interest for it, Michael Angarano, he was in Sky High.
Oh, was he the fire guy?
No, he was the main guy.
Oh, he was Will.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's where he's been. Good for that guy.
Insane,
Yeah.
dude.
He was also the lead in the Forbidden Kingdom.
Sky High was the original My Hero Academia. For those of you who are too young to
Yeah.
to remember.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was actually where Danielle Panabaker first played a superhero. She had poison ivy powers.
Yeah, he's been here and there just he can, because he had such a fruitful childhood. Like, he was also in Will and Grace.
So would you say he's been in everything, everywhere, all at once?
No, I think that's more her.
Huh. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he was in This Is Us.
Oh, who's he in This Is Us?
Nick Pearson.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh.
He was also in Oppenheimer.
Well, actually, Nick isn't a bad dude. Wait, did he play young Nick? Because Nick was an old man.
Yeah, I think he played.
Okay, I was like, Nick was an old man because, like, so Nicky is Jack's younger brother from This Is Us, who like got really fucked up in the head after Vietnam.
Yeah, he played young Nick.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, wait, Nick's an old man, because I was like, I remember that story. But yeah.
But also, he is married to the female lead from the new Mr. and Miss Smith.
Oh, cool.
And he's been helping her with her projects, like the Pen 1-5 show. What's up? But anyway, back to Laid. Laid looks interesting.
Yeah, no, that out of all the trailers, aside from Squid Game, that's the one I'm the most interested in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was just looking through the cast list of Laid. Apparently, Demu Liu is in it. Shang-Chi.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
Also-
insane.
Also, Phineas.
Oh, like Billie Eilish's brother?
Yes.
Huh.
Apparently, he's in 2 episodes.
That's cool.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
But not good for a certain other person that we will get into.
Oh no.
Where is this segueing into? I'm not sure.
Our main topic of the day.
Oh, I was like, what does Billie Eilish's brother have to do with the Penguin?
No, I was just saying that I was trying and failing to come up with a good segue.
I mean,
I was confused as fuck. I was like, huh?
look, I kind of saw what Brian was trying to do, saying, you thought one guy's gonna have a good day? Well, the guy we're gonna be talking about, he's gonna be having a lot of bad days.
Yeah.
Okay, that completely flew over my head because I was still focused on Billie Eilish's brother because that was the last thing we talked about, and I was like, huh? Am I missing something?
Anyway, Penguin.
Yeah, so
Yes.
let's get to talking about the Penguin. This is not the show we need, but it's definitely the show we deserve.
And
Do you know how many times they said the word deserve like that and not deserve? Deserve.
yeah, they said that at least 2 times, more than 2 times.
No, they said it more than 2 times. Like, if you watch the Honest trailer, trailer for it, they make a joke about it because they say it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
I deserve a better life, Oswald. Don't worry, Ma.
Yeah.
I'll give you everything you deserve.
I was making a joke about it too. You know?
Oh man. But yeah, the show was awesome, man. Like, there's nothing else to say. Like I'm not, no burying the lead here. The show was fucking great. Like start to finish. Like I was legit just looking for something to break in my new TV. I was like, this TV. Let me watch something that everybody told me was fucking great. I popped. So I logged in. After logging into all my apps, I put logged into my Mac, popped on the Penguin, and I was like, holy shit, this show is amazing.
And I told you, man.
I mean, it's not that I doubted you. I mean, I knew the show was good. Everybody and their mama was telling me how good the show was. So like,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jay then had to go into our group chat and said, hey, so I've been obsessed with this show and haven't been watching Arcane, so we might have to skip. No, fuck that. Let's switch.
which is the funny thing. The funny thing about that is, and I would not recommend this to the faint of heart. Funny thing is, because I've been sick for the past week or so. Ever since I got the new TV, which it was like this past weekend, as I'm recording this podcast, I've just kind of been laid up in bed. It's been super cold, like it's in the 30s around here, so I've been like laid up in bed, wrapped up in my blankie, and just chilling watching TV, and like it was just so comfy that I just fucking blazed through Penguin, and then right afterwards I jumped into Arcane, and would not recommend that for anybody. Like, I even told the guys, I was like, yeah, you know, if you guys just finished Penguin, maybe take a break, watch something else a little bit before you jump into Arcane, because Arcane, like, waste no time. It jumps in right from after the cliffhanger, so like, it's at 100 from the start. So don't jump into Arcane if you've just seen the Penguin. It was a roller coaster. We'll talk about that next week when I talk about Arcane, but like, just a little thing. But man. Like, here's the thing. I am a sucker for old school fucking mafia gangster movies. I love that shit. The Departed, Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, fucking, you know, shit like that. All the Scorsese classics. Fucking, I grew up on that shit. I absolutely love it. And this is a fucking mob story in its purest form. Like,
Oh, definitely.
and you know, I'm a big comic fan. Penguin has never been one of my favorite Batman rogues. He's like in the top 15.
Yeah.
I've never really like thought to myself like, Penguin, now that's a bad guy I'm excited to see in a Batman comic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's usually just the guy you shake down for information when you're on a real case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just that guy.
But but this version, holy shit, they like.
You don't want to fuck with that guy. You don't want to fuck with him.
Colin Farrell, dude. Colin Farrell. This guy, his acting under all that prosthetic is just astounding.
It's a tour de force. Amazing.
He puts on a fucking clinic in terms of like acting and just carrying the show. Also, the chick who played the mom on How I Met Your Mother as Sophia Falcone.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck out of here. She was phenomenal.
Like, I've got to Google her name because I want to get it right.
Like, that bitch was insane in the best way possible. I looked at her and I was like, yo, this character's pussy must be fire. Like, that's how crazy. I was like, yo, she is so fucking crazy, man. Her pussy must be next level.
Oh my god.
Kristen Milioti.
Yo, she did great. She portrayed a crazy ass bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and we'll talk about it more in spoilers, but given like the reasons why, understandable.
Oh yeah, no, completely justified. But still completely fucking insane.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like her and Colin like just kept kind of trying to outdo each other. Like that's honestly like the hardest question for me. Who was the best actor in this show? Was it her or was it him? Because it's between her and him for me.
Honestly, you could say both. Just kind of carry the show. In
No, they're definitely tied. Like if I had to make a cop out answer, they definitely tied. But like, yeah, no, it's definitely those two.
But I
personally-
will also say
Mhm.
that if they are tied, then second probably has to go to his mom.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude, fucking Fran fucking killed it. Especially just how she's able to change on a dime given the character's circumstances in terms of her acting and expressions. My god. Like, yo.
And as someone who has experienced that firsthand,
Yeah, because you work in elder care, yeah.
it is like legit how that is.
No, like, yeah, it's fucking amazing. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like this show, like this, it doesn't do anything different, right? Or anything groundbreaking. But like, it does what you expect. But God, does it do it well? Like,
Yeah,
I called everything pretty much from jump, but I was still fucking hooked every step of the fucking way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know who did an amazing job performance-wise that I think will probably not get enough credit that it deserves?
Who?
Victor's actor.
Oh yeah, the actor who played Vic, who played Alex from The Runaways. Yeah, he was fucking amazing.
Yeah, he did an amazing job playing just a kid who's trying to make it in a destroyed Gotham.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I really like about this show and what it does really well. Like, you know, it doesn't need Arpat or the Batman. This focuses on Gotham itself as a character, which, you know, Reeves did a really good job of establishing Gotham as a character and really seeing the aftermath of the Riddler's mayhem was fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
It really makes the world feel lived in.
Oh, I agree. And plus, seeing like flashback to
especially like
God.
especially seeing the bombing from Victor's perspective.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
man, that was intense.
Insane. And also, think of it like this. Because Jay, like we all know that Batman whole thing as an element to the comics is the psychological aspect of all these characters.
Yeah, definitely.
And having a lot of ailments of the mind really solidifies that element core.
And also kind of a big thing about Batman, Batman as a character and as well as a lot of his villains. Both Bruce and a lot of his rogues are very much shaped by their trauma.
Exactly.
And you really get to see that both with Oz, with Vic, with Sophia, pretty much everybody in this fucking show.
Yeah, and what's one of the things, just kind of touching on what you mentioned, Jay, about not needing RPAT?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been like the impact.
It would have been really cheap if they ended on like a Batman cameo, even just like a silhouette. His presence.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. His presence was still felt all throughout. Like even with the small mentions of like the Batman vigilante with like the newspapers and stuff. That's all you really needed.
Yeah, exactly. Just have him as an omnipresent force.
It's very much like kind of if you've ever read the Gotham Central comic. It's a comic about the GCPD and like Gotham itself that does not feature Batman at all. Mostly focuses on the people on the ground and like really kind of gives you a perspective on what Gotham is like and why people of Gotham just don't leave. Because that's the one criticism that everybody has who reads the comic is like, yo guys, why don't you just fucking leave?
Because it's like everyone has to move out of Jersey.
They just have a fucking irrational pride in this shithole.
Like this dumpster fire of a place. Like, why do y'all love it so much?
Almost literal hellscape, especially after especially in this universe, all the shit that happened with the Riddler.
Yeah.
And also, one thing that I like is that we still acknowledge that it is the same world, but any of these like cameos from characters that were in the movie were not treated like, oh, here's surprise cameo.
Except for non-Totoro.
Yeah.
That's what I've taken to call him. I texted the chat. I was like, wait a minute, who is this guy? That's not John Totoro.
Yeah, and I'm like, it is what it is. But that, like, I think it's Martin Strong, I believe.
It was Mark Strong, who like, man, Mark Strong has been trying his best to get into a DC project.
But he finally did.
Third time's the charm.
Taking over somebody else's role.
Exactly.
Which,
by the way, it is literally his third time because he played Sinestro, then he played Dr. Savannah, then he played now he plays Carmine Falcone in flashback.
Yep, only in flashback. And I think it makes sense because that took place in like the 2010 of the universe.
Yeah.
Well, also because in the Batman he was killed.
Yeah, and I understand he was killed, and they probably just couldn't afford John Turturro just for these flashback cameos.
John Turturro actually came out and said, and partly it was because of scheduling. Also, without getting into spoilers, he didn't like a twist that they made with the character.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so it gets the Channel Chaser seal of approval. I know this was a super short, like fucking spoiler-free section, but go watch the fucking Penguin, bro.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? If you're a Batman fan and you hadn't seen it and you liked the Batman, I don't know what you're doing. Go watch the fucking show.
I will say this: with the two villain shows that came out at the end of this year, they have been nothing but bangers.
What was the other villain show?
Agatha.
Oh yeah, true. Agatha is a villain. Yeah. Whatchamacallit? But this also gets me super hyped for the Arkham series, especially with what we've seen of Arkham.
Yeah, that place
I don't know if that's still a thing.
Is that not still a thing? I thought that was still a thing. You can Google that, Brian, while we transition into spoilers. But yeah, folks, this is the spoiler section. We're gonna spoil the fuck out of this show, so go watch The Penguin. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a mini-series, so there's no... I can't say, like, looking forward to a season 2. But man, was this good shit.
Because, folks, what we're about to talk about next is just topsy-turvy just utter plot twist after plot twist of nonsense.
Trust-
It gets crazy.
Trust me, guys, if you are a Batman fan and you like gangster shit, this is something you deserve to see for yourself.
Just do it. Just do it.
Oh,
What's
man.
good?
You just find 8 hours, fucking block out some time, and enjoy the fucking ride.
Also, by the way,
Yep.
sadly enough, it is not
Okay.
going forward.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
we could possibly see some of the ideas in a different product in the future.
Interesting. Okay. Okay,
Gotcha.
cool. Alright,
But-
so, now, spoiler time. Oh boy.
Where do we begin? Where
Alright,
do we
so,
begin?
I wanna start by talking about the man himself, the man of the hour, the Penguin, Mr. Oswald Cobb. This man, you wanna talk about the making of a fucking monster? Holy shit.
Guy.
This guy, and also talk about like amazing child actors. Kid
Yes.
Oswald, fucking amazing.
His brother, I think one of them is named Jimmy.
No, it's Jack. It's Jack, and I think it's Jack, and I don't know what the younger Billy, Jack and Billy.
I think it was Jimmy.
Was it Jimmy? It might have been Jimmy. I don't know. Anyway, Jack and the younger one.
Bro. Those poor kids.
Yo, it's so fucked up. It's so
Like, okay.
fucked up.
Okay. So, Jay, I've been meaning to pick your brain about
Uh-huh.
this. Just looking at this man. You can kind of see some tendencies in Oz. He wants to protect his mom. I mean, more so than anything.
Yeah, no, like he like I don't usually subscribe to the Freudian thinking, but if there's anybody that you could possibly label with an Oedipal complex,
It's this guy.
It's this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
And also the most pettiest motherfucker I have ever seen on television.
I respect the fuck out of it, to be honest with you, but like, yo,
Oh, yeah.
seriously though, like, what the fuck? He
Like,
won.
You locked
Yep.
You locked your brother in a fucking, like, abandoned trolley place all because they scared the shit out of you?
Not just because,
Bro.
not just because they scared the shit out of him, but also because the way he was thinking in his twisted psycho ass mind is, alright, if I leave him here, then Mama have less mouths to feed and she could just focus on me, and it'd just be me and Ma. Like,
And also his
fucking
like,
what?
like anger issues, impulse control.
Oh
they
my.
fucked with me, so
I
fuck
will.
them.
That was
Yeah.
just.
I will screw them over.
That is
It-
like it's not even petty. That's just fucking cruel. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
he's one of those people where like I mean, and we saw it very early on with just like you know how he popped Alberto just because he laughed at him. Like Jesus fucking Christ. He makes Danny DeVito's Penguin look sane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Look.
he is now definitively the most unhinged Penguin we've seen in live action.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe period. Maybe period. Because I don't think any of the animated penguins have ever been this unhinged.
Look.
Oh, no,
Hey,
they have not.
Batman animated with Threads Joker.
Oh,
penguin had hands.
oh, that penguin did have hands. He also had those crazy hench ladies.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Those
but
little
I-
weren't they like swan ships?
Yeah, and they had like sword feet.
Yeah, but
And
point is,
by the way, I did Google it.
uh-huh.
It's Benny and Jack.
Benny. I was like,
Benny. Okay.
I was like Billy. I know it started with a B. Yeah, Benny and Jack. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I blitzed through it, so my memory can be a bit foggy.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, no, holy shit. And like I was saying, like you know, we were talking off camera, but like I saw from the jump because I've seen, you know, we've all seen like a million of these gangster movies.
Yeah.
As soon as he met Vic, I was like, oh, this kid's gonna die. This kid's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's gonna end up
Yeah.
developing a bond with him, and then by the end of this, Oswald has become full-on villain Penguin, and he's not gonna want any signs of weakness, and he's grown to care for this kid. So this kid's a fucking weakness.
Yeah, and look, I get having a limitation and being really defensive about it,
Mm-hmm.
and just to see how mangled and deformed that foot is.
You know, Oz Cobb is not showing up anywhere on WikiFeet.
Yeah, thank God.
But
But
I did like
Well,
how they managed to incorporate his waddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's
and
a
it makes
great way
sense.
to do it.
Yeah, that he would like he was born with a deformity.
And it makes a lot of sense in just the overall grand scheme of things.
And also,
Yeah.
like, you know, usually I hate this trope with, like, comic book related stuff of, like, the build up to the character's actual, like, wardrobe. But this, it made more sense because, like, he was climbing his way to the top, so he didn't really. He had some ostentatious stuff. He was still pretty ostentatious. You look at his penthouse, you look at his fucking dope ass rides, to be honest. Like, he had some wheels.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
That first ride.
The first purple car. Oh man, that first purple car was fucking dope.
No. It's not purple. It's
Plum. You're right. It was plum. Excuse me.
Yeah. We don't want to like.
We don't want to piss him off.
Yeah.
Plum.
Um,
Exactly.
But yeah, and here's the thing though, is unlike the like ones where they build up to it, they didn't like make a big deal out of it.
But
Yeah,
I also
they-
do like that we saw like at the end he was in the suit. He had a top hat. I'm like, yeah, he has a top hat. Where's your fucking umbrella, buddy?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if we see him with a machine gun umbrella, like, yo, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
But-
unfortunately, Colin has confirmed that he's only gonna be in like 4 or 5 scenes in
The Batman 2.
Part 2.
Oh.
But
Damn.
I get.
I
that.
mean, yeah,
They kind of-
because he's not a main villain. He's just a background power player. Yeah.
And they're probably also like laying low on him so they can do something else with him later.
Because I personally think what they're gonna do for the second one is probably gonna be either like an adaptation of Dark Victory where they introduce Robin, or they're gonna skip Dark Victory and go to the next book in the series, which is The Long Halloween. Because if you don't know, like the in terms of the early Batman chronology, in terms of comic stuff, if you guys aren't comic fans, the kind of, it's not official, but like the accepted order among the general consensus of Batman fans is Batman Year One, The Long Halloween, then Dark Victory.
Yeah.
Or now, because this actually just started coming out now, recently, like 2 issues, there's only 2 issues out right now, but Jeff Loeb has come out with a sequel to The Long Halloween called Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, that takes place after Dark Victory. So Robin is actually in this one, and it's supposedly the return of the Holiday Killer, but it could possibly be a copycat. I just read the I didn't talk about it in screen time because I didn't really feel like mentioning it, but I guess it is semi-related. In the latest issue, they even talked to Gilda to see if, like, you know, if she's back at it, or if she, you know, like had an apprentice or something. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, so I think that's the trajectory they're going in terms of that, so it makes sense for them not to have Penguin up there. I feel like the Penguin really needs to have his empire solidified before he becomes like a full-on real Batman villain, you know?
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mhm.
And plus, I think a good antagonist, give it to our other lead, Sophia Falcone.
And I mean, dude, like, holy shit. So before we jump into that, I want to kind of talk about with Oz. So one of the biggest strengths of his character is his just raw charisma.
Yeah,
Like how he's able to rally the dregs of Gotham together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's almost like an anti-Batman in a way.
Yeah.
Like where Batman is like a uniting force for good within Gotham, like a rallying point for those who want to do good. Penguin is a rallying point for those who want to get up to hood red. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It, like, okay, so there has been several attempts to create an anti-Batman, even to the point where Killer Moth is like a defender of Gotham's criminal underground.
Yeah.
But I really think in this universe, that role is perfectly suited for Oz.
Yeah, because like he is because I mean most of the time that anti-Batman figure for the streets of Gotham is relegated to Catwoman, right? because Catwoman is usually the one who is the defender of the East End, who, you know, is cool with the criminal element and understands that they need to get by. But like Oz is this kind of like complete polar opposite of Bruce Wayne, where like Bruce, you know, he comes from money, he has this you know, privilege, and you know, he's been at the top of Gotham's hierarchy. Oz is the absolute bottom of the barrel, clawed his way up with the same amount of determination, tenacity, and just like ingenuity that Bruce has. So it's a good parallel. They have some very interesting kind of reflections within each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially at the end with that like rallying scene.
Yeah.
Him like taking over.
Yep, man, that was so fucking good. But yeah, to jump back into Tony's segue, Sophia Falcone. Oh man, this bro. Oh,
Yeah. So before we actually talk about the show character, let's talk about just a little bit about the character she's based on.
Yeah.
From Long Halloween.
Yeah, so in the comics, Sophia Falcone is actually she's much more of an enforcer.
Yeah, because this woman
she's built like a brick shit house. Like,
yeah,
if you've also ever seen the animated adaptation of The Long Halloween that they have on Max, yeah, like they do a good job of showcasing her there too. She is built like a brick shit house, and
to my dudes that loves Lady Dimitrescu from Village.
yeah, she's got that vibe.
Built like that.
Yeah, no, she's got that vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah. Which was interesting, because like when she was first cast, I was confused, because like I was like, wait, the lady from How I Met Your Mother? But I'm like, she's tiny and petite.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's that gonna work? I was expecting like tall muscle mommy. Like, where's my wall of muscle? Break you like a toothpick. No, we don't need that. We just need fucking super crazy, unhinged, absolute maniac Sophia Falcone.
And I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm here for
I'll be honest with you. She hits that like sweet spot on that crazy hot ratio.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so here, just kind of add my 2 cents here before we get even further. I empathize with a person like this. Someone who is purely innocent, but stumbled upon something that causes them great pain.
One of the things that I like about this, and you know, about what we'll talk about next week with Arcane, is like I love shows where they have where like there are antagonists, but they're not bad guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And with Sophia, she's very much that, but
like don't get me wrong. What she does is completely fucking evil, twisted, and wrong.
It's so fucked, but in her mind, she felt abandoned by her family.
Yeah, and like honestly, like not to sound like a Sophia Falcone apologist, but they kind of deserved it.
Yeah, they did. Like, look, if you had to write affidavits to basically paint an image of your cousin,
like, dude, it's so fucking wild, because it's not just they had her committed to a mental institution, which is fucked with in on its own, especially when that mental institution is Arkham. But they framed her for serial murder.
Yes, to the point where she had a moniker.
The Hangman!
Yeah!
Which is fucking wild! Which, the Hangman is also another killer that's referenced within Long Halloween. So that's why I was like, they're definitely going towards the Long Halloween direction with this.
Oh,
and I like
I think, personally, like, I know we usually say speculation towards the end, but I think we might actually get, like, instead of Gilda Dent as the holiday killer, it might just be Sophia Falcone! I would
have her.
I would be totally cool with that, to be honest with you.
I would be.
Same.
Love that.
Like
shit.
I understand Gilda's insanity is super important, and it's very pivotal into Harvey's transformation into Two-Face.
Yeah.
But like also, I mean, Sophia Falcone is like right there. We already got that crazy train on the tracks.
Also, think of it like this. If you hate your family so fucking much that they wronged you time and time and time again, to the point they want you to just go to fucking Italy.
Man.
and-
Oh, dude. When she went on that spree, bruh, I was messaging the group chat all this big stuff. I was like, 3 cigarettes? Damn, Sophia, it's like that.
Like that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. And also, but I also love that she has a little save the cat moment because obviously she knows that Gia is completely innocent of all this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so she makes sure to spare Gia. But also, I love the conversation she has because she straight up tells Gia, she goes, "Yeah, you know, I killed them all, but I'll be honest with you, they're all terrible people. You're the better for it. You would have been raised by really shitty people. At least here, you might find a better family."
Go off and find a new family, better one. But also, to be fair, she doesn't actually ever say the words that she killed them.
Yeah, but I
She knows
mean,
she's being
yeah,
watched.
yeah, but also, you know, Gia's not dumb. Gia's not a dumb kid. Like, she can. I'm
I
pretty sure
know.
she can read between those lines.
But,
Yeah, and
but I was
also
saying that she was smart enough.
Oh yeah, not to just outright say, yeah, I murdered our entire family. Yeah, obviously.
and also the power move that she did to Vidi
Oh yeah.
popped him. Well,
Yeah, in the yeah, cause like I mean, I expected that, cause it's just like, dude, you got yourself out of trouble. Why would you start mounting?
Even after all of that, and you managed to crawl yourself back, you're still gonna think that you know better than her,
Right?
and talk
Bro.
down to her. Which, by
Yeah.
the way, that actor has been everywhere, and he's great at being smarmy.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Johnny Vidi is a smarmy motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about the definition of rat bastard? He even had a rat face.
Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
did.
But yeah, I think he got his first recognition in House of Cards back when it was still good.
Ah, before all of Kevin Spacey's wildin' ass shit was exposed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, Sophia, my god, just the performance and like the deadness behind her eyes, like that is a crazy bitch.
Yeah. And also, she just decided, for funsies, I'm gonna fuck my former therapist.
Yeah,
Just
Well,
for
he was
funsies.
making eyes at her back when he was still treating her.
he was making eyes. It was a reverse Harley Quinn. It was a reverse Harley Quinn for
Which,
sure.
Oh yeah.
by the
That
way, do you recognize that actor?
He did look familiar.
In the Marvel net, his name is Theo Rossi.
Mm-hmm.
In the Marvel Netflix verse, he was Shades.
Oh shit! From Luke Cage.
Yep, and he also was in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, nice.
And you know,
But listen, I don't blame Dr. Rush, cause would 100%
Yeah.
would.
which
And-
apparently there's a theory going around that supposedly he was supposed to be
Hugo Strange.
Scarecrow.
No, yeah, I would say it's either they said that he was originally supposed to be Scarecrow and then they changed it last minute.
And
Although
that could be.
although the name Julian Rush made me think that he might have been like he might have been Calendar Man, because Calendar Man's name is Julian Day.
Yeah,
but
and-
so I was thinking maybe Calendar Man, but
What?
never mind.
But this
I
show.
heard that it's in Spellbinder as well.
Ooh, interesting.
Ooh. But yeah, this universe is not afraid to make changes. Like Oz's idol that almost killed him, Rex
Yeah,
Calabrese.
right-
Yep.
yeah, that guy.
Yep.
In the new 52, he's Selena's dad.
Ah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, in the original post crisis continuity, Selena's dad was always Carmine Falcone.
Yeah.
That wasn't a change.
But I was just saying, well, it was a change back to tradition.
Yeah.
And
anyway.
and also Calabrese. To just
Also,
talk about
also, real quick. So I don't know if you guys had this thought too, but like he was definitely Oz and the boy's dad, right?
Oh, he totally was. I believe that 100%.
Cause like.
They never really talk about his dad.
Yeah, they don't talk about his dad. They talk about how he fucking abandoned them. But also, if you look at how he treats Fran and how he treats the boys, he's definitely their dad.
Oh yeah, I believe that 100%, and Oz believed it too.
Mm-hmm.
And like, look, while I was watching it, it's like, yeah, Rex is their dad. No offense or buts about it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
their dad.
Oh yeah.
Because
It's just one of those cases where Fran doesn't tell them because it's just like if they found out, then they just go down that bad life. Even though Oz was kind of destined for it.
No,
Just
she was.
think about it.
Yep.
Just think about it. Why would he just give money to the son of one of his employees, just randomly?
I mean, to be fair, they did exchange the money for the book, which was clearly a ledger for the drugs or whatever.
No, I'm talking about right before they went to play.
Yeah, he gave him the book. Yeah, she gave him the book, which was like a ledger.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and also,
I forgot that.
think of it like this, Brian. Why would Calabrese, or the way Oz saw Calabrese, as the very generous, very open guy to the community?
He was really only that way towards them.
Exactly, because Calabrese, your typical mobster. He schmoozed, he ebb and flowed, he tried to win you over.
Yep.
And Oz took that to heart. And
Oh yeah.
the way things are, like father, like son, you know?
And he definitely killed him. Like, Oz definitely killed him at some point. He never mentioned it, but I felt it. I felt it.
Yeah, because Oz would always go on and on about Calabrese in the show. And it almost seemed like he looked fondly on the guy, and
the thing that really sold me about Rex Calabrese being his dad was the conversation he had with Fran, where he was like, you know, usually I look for kids who need a father, but Oz don't need a father. He's got you.
Yeah.
And so, man, but yeah, it's so good. I love that, and just like also, it adds so many more layers of tragedy that like he's willing to fucking pop his own kid when he realized, oh yeah, no, he murdered my 2 other kids. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Kids, it's psychopath.
It's like, why does my blood have to kill my own? Nah, I'm not for that. And yet, the woman he had these children with couldn't do it.
Which also, again, another mistake on her part, but also kind of like he's all she has left. So it's just like, why would I even do that? You know what I mean? Like then I'll definitely have nothing.
That's
Also,
tragic.
he's making all these promises. If he keeps them up,
Yeah.
Maybe something of himself.
Yeah, maybe he can. Maybe I think in her heart of hearts, she was like, maybe if he makes something of himself, I can actually forgive him. Maybe if it does turn out that he's great, this would have all been worth it. You know what I mean?
but
Yeah.
you talk about like great acting. The underlying thing between Colin and the mom that is never really said until the very end.
Oh man.
Where, tell me you're proud of me.
Oh dude, that was so gross. That was so gross. That was so gross. Oh man, and like but like let's unpack that for a second. Well, the other scene I want to talk about for real is Sophia's most insidious form of torture she ever fucking decided to come up with. Fucking therapy.
It was an effective weapon.
Oh man. And just that final moment of lucidity and that snap, and to think that was her last real moment of lucidity was the "I've hated you, I've always fucking hated you."
It just really.
And she literally twisted the knife. I fucking cracking that bottle and just shoot right in his gut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he still took her to the hospital too.
Yeah. Talk about Delulu. My guy.
Even after she became a vegetable, which is the one thing she said that she
Yeah,
didn't want.
I actually I've been thinking about that, right? And I think this is another just note to Oz's pettiness. If Oz really did love her and really did care about her, he would honor her wishes.
Yeah,
But no, because she admitted she hated him, he's keeping her alive because he knows that's not out of spite, just because he knows that's not what she wanted. That's and so he's just keeping her there, trapped in her own body.
The worst thing to me, at least, is just. I mean, this is to a very, very exaggerated degree, but shit like that is common when it comes to elder care. It's insane.
Oh yeah, keeping your family alive. Like that's what happens when you just don't foster a good relationship within your family. It's just like everybody just becomes spiteful and hateful, and you just end up in shit like this. Having bad relationship with your kids is why you end up in these shitty situations in these different homes and shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
because your kids finally have the power over you now, and so they're gonna use it.
One of the crazy things, at least to me, is this poor woman, poor Fran. She is a victim in this.
Oh yeah.
She's complicit, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, she is a victim.
And
Wholeheartedly.
And that's the thing that I love about this show is that everybody in this show is a victim when you really look at it. But it's all just, you know, different levels to it. And I just want to again just talk about how gross it is that he hires a prostitute to dress like his mom, to dance with him, and tell him that he's proud. That was some that was some almost Homelander level shit.
Yeah, and
Oh.
you know what? Look, I get the need to just prove to yourself, to your parents, that you're actually a success.
Like,
I mean,
and I was gonna say, I struggle with that shit, because, like, you know, like my parents were never the type to just ever tell me good job. They always just said good. They never said good job. Whenever I did something like, all right, like I got honor roll or good grade, just good or you better, like. Okay. I've unpacked this in therapy. I'm good, yo. I'm not doing anything weird.
Same here. But
How I Met Your Father again.
yeah, but cards on the table. I think every child wants to impress
every child who's gone through whatever level of emotional abuse, like obviously like what Oswald went through is to a cartoonish extreme, but any child who's suffered from emotional abuse always craves that validation from some type of outside source. I mean, shit, I honestly think it's why the whole influencer slash, like, you know, streamer type community exists, is because, you know, these people, myself included, are people that need and seek validation because they didn't get it from other places within their formative years.
I agree with that.
Right? So, like, it's a huge thing.
I mean, if you want a case in point of that, you know, Logan and Jake Paul, the infamous brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ever take time to look at their father?
Oh yeah,
Ugh.
100%.
Yeah, that man.
So to pivot to our last character, because I feel like this will be the last major point, the last person we need to focus on is our boy Vic, the heart of the show.
This kid.
This poor kid. Jesus Christ.
Like, look, you lost your entire family
And
in the flood.
And he witnessed it. Like, he was like, he saw it and he called them and literally watched them die. Holy shit. You wanna talk about having abandonment issues and trauma? Yeah, no, that's gonna do that to you.
It got it in spades.
It's why one of the common questions within an intake, within a mental evaluation intake, when you first go to see a psychiatrist or psychologist, is, you know, were you a victim of a natural disaster? Which, I mean, technically it wasn't a natural disaster; it was a domestic terrorist attack. But like, it's still a flood. Yeah. So like, holy shit.
Yeah, and then his defining moment is he has to choose between the guy that kind of saved him from being like
nobody, and going back to the validation thing, which is, you know, which is why I brought up that point before transitioning into Vic. Oswald is the one person who believed in him, who told him he could be something,
and he has to choose between him or his girlfriend.
Yeah, and an actual, like, normal happy life,
which is fucked. So fucked.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Before all that, though, and sorry for cutting you off there, Brian, but back to what we were talking about. Vic didn't really have, like, the full support of his dad.
Yeah.
His dad knew the kind of crowds he was running in.
Yeah, and he had the typical teenager thing of, like, you know, why are you judging me? You know, you don't know my friends. You know, trust me, you know, I can make my own decisions. You know, I'm a whole grown-ass 16-year-old.
And also, like, the dad's philosophy is, why would I want more than what I have? I'm perfectly content with what I got here.
Yeah. But you know,
And-
but Vic, he's always had that ambition, and that's something that Oz saw in him, and I like this portrayal of cycles. You know, we mentioned that, you know, Carmine saw that ambition in him, and that's why, you know, he brought him up. He was willing to screw anybody over just to get ahead, and Carmine respected that.
And Vic had ambition, but he didn't have.
He doesn't have the heart. He doesn't have the
He
heart.
didn't
No.
have nothing to do it. Yeah.
He has too much of a heart. He doesn't have that fucking that cold killer mentality.
Yeah, the ruthlessness to be in the game, so to speak.
Yep.
But the sad thing is that without Vic, the Penguin would have died.
Oh yeah, no, and Oz admits it. Oz admits it. He says it. He says it right before he kills him. He says, you know, I couldn't have made it here without you. You know, and he's, you know, and it was just like, you know, I love you, kid. And here's the thing. Love makes us strong. It's a strength, but it's also a fucking weakness. And I can't have weakness no more.
And chokes up.
Oh my god. And you want to talk about something fucking harrowing and beautiful? The fact that, and I'm going to talk about sound design. The fact that there is no sound. It is just the fucking space.
Yeah.
And you hear the air drain out of this kid's lungs as he's clawing and pleading, "Oh, please."
It is disturbing. It really brings home.
And just the last line is "I promise it wasn't for nothing." And I'm just like, damn.
God damn.
And then he takes out the kid's ID, which started this whole thing.
Yep. Toss it in the river.
And you just hear the boop.
Yep. And you see a close up of the ID as it floats. Yep. That's fucking... What a way to end the fucking show, man.
And then we follow that up with the faux mom scene.
Oh my god.
And then before we give our final rating.
Oh, real quick. Also, just that last scene with Sophia. That final fuck you. Just oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm sending you back to Arkham, bitch.
Fuck. Yeah.
Killing you would have been a mercy. That would have been the easy way. I'm gonna let you suffer.
Like, we saw what Arkham did to her the first time.
Exactly.
What is it gonna do now?
Telling you, she's gonna become the fucking. I'm telling you, she's gonna become the fucking holiday killer.
And I mean, at least now she knows that she's not alone.
Yep.
Selena.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing, right? Selena can easily break her out. If there's anyone that can break her out of Arkham, it's Selena Kyle.
Yep.
And like in the main series of comics, Sophia and Selena teamed up for a while and were like a force, because she's a monster. Like, now she's still a monster in this universe, just not in the same way.
Oh, definitely. But one thing I want to point out, because as we want to do at times, the music and sound design of the show was
Oh yeah, especially like the use, you know, to call back to his aesthetic choices. Like, you understand why the Penguin dresses like this because of his mother's obsession with old Hollywood and classic musicals. You know, Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire type shit.
Oh,
And I love that line of just, "I'm gonna dance on your fucking grave like I'm Ginger fucking Rogers."
Yeah. Good.
Oh man.
I love that woman.
She's an old school tough New Yorker broad. Like.
Yeah.
Even though she's from Jersey.
Gotham. Yeah, the fact that Gotham is Jersey, it's always blown my mind.
Also, it kind of explains like his whole aesthetic and everything for the Penguin.
Oh yeah.
Because the Penguin. This also explains it because the Penguin, at least in this universe, is not. It's not that he's rich. Like a rich person. He's dressing like what a poor person imagines a rich person to dress.
Yeah, and it's the fantasy of wealth and, like, you know. It's what he's always imagined. It's what his mom would have wanted. So that's the whole thing, and I love that shit. But yeah, so final thoughts and ratings. I'll start. Fucking shit. I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it twice. I'm not gonna do it 2 weeks in a row. 9.5. I can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's a fair thing to say.
Because you can't do it. You can't just throw out tens. You can't.
Yeah.
This is a really, really good show, and it did blow me away. But like, it's still missing that. It's still missing that one thing that would have been like, oh shit, no, this is perfect. But God, it's so close. 9.5. Damn near perfect show. I'll be honest.
Honestly?
the only reason I can't give it a 10 is just there's just something in my head that's like, no, it's not a 10. I can't put my finger on it, but that's what my gut's telling me.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you, man. It is a 9.5. There's something damn near perfect, but we just can't be giving 10s to everything that blows us away.
I think that this show is like right behind Shogun in terms of favorite shows of the year.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Shogun is still my number one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that when we do our year-end wrap-up, we are going to have very similar lists.
Oh yeah, just different spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I agree. There is just something that's not making it completely perfect 10 out of 10. So, for 2 weeks in a row, I am going to have to go.
All right.
Yeah.
But don't worry, folks. I already have my Arcane score, and it's not in this ballpark. Not that Arcane is bad, but this won't be like a 3 times in a row where I'm giving something a 9 in the 9 range.
Well, and since I already saw all of season 1, which was great, by the way.
Dude, season 1's a goddamn masterpiece. That's why season 2 is so hard to fucking
Season 1
follow up. Yeah. No, see.
Like 9.5.
Oh yeah, season 1 I would give a 9.5 for Arcane. 9.5 for Arcane season 1. Hell yeah, maybe even a 10. Like honestly, I would be comfortable giving Arcane a 10 out of 10 with how much it blew me away that first time with season 1, of how much of a technical marvel it is with animation. We'll talk about that next week. But like, yeah, holy shit, like. What a fucking good week to come back on in terms of the podcast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're back on a streak again. I'm loving it.
And this year is just...
It's rapid. This end portion is just heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could.
No, they really did. They really did. Good shit. Now, obviously, I've already spoiled what we're covering, but Brian, in case these folks are hard of hearing, why don't you tell them what we're covering next week?
We're going from one story of a dysfunctional family to another.
Yep.
Like Jay said, we're covering Arcane.
Yeah, the final season of League of Legends Arcane. And let me tell you, I have a lot of feelings. I'm going to try and make the other segments super short because I have a lot of stuff I need to unpack. Because holy shit, there's a lot. And I've dived into so much League of Legends lore, it's ridiculous.
Oh, nice.
I've watched several 3-hour videos explaining League of Legends lore.
Oh shit.
I just hope that you didn't go the extra mile and actually play.
Oh hell no, Brian, you did.
Play that. Put yourself through hell.
Do you see how angry I get playing Pokemon? Did you see how angry I got playing Pokemon Unite, which is like a nice version of League of Legends?
Bro. What are you talking about, Brian?
Although I still fuck with Pokemon Unite, Plant Gang all day. Plant Gang all day.
Yeah, Plant Gang. We were out here,
We
Jay.
we actually kicked. Me and Tony, we actually stuck with that game. The only reason I don't play is because my Switch is busted, and we kicked ass in that fucking game.
And so Jesus Christ, please, for the love of Christ, let's not deal with MOBA shit.
Oh yeah.
No thanks.
No thanks. But the lore is really interesting. I do have a lot to tell you guys about lore. There's some really interesting shit, especially in terms of what I believe they're going to be doing with the spin-off next. Because I learned a lot about the overall world of Runeterra, which is the planet of League of Legends. Very interesting stuff. I can't wait to talk about it. There's a lot to unpack. Because, we've moved on, since it's really cold, I don't feel like watching with the guys at my desk anymore, because I just want to be wrapped up in my blanket. I'll be honest with you.
So,
Well,
people at home, expect more screen times, because we're going to be watching stuff solo.
Yep. But man, I cannot wait to hear you guys' thoughts on episode 7 and the end.
Oh, wow. Because I know you were also amping up episode 7 for Penguin, and we all know how that ended.
Oh, dude. Episode 7 for Arcane Season 2 is the best episode of the season. Some people say of the series, but I wouldn't go that far. But it's definitely the best episode. It's definitely the best episode of the season. It's the best episode of the series if you're really into ships.
Oh, that's the episode that happened. Of course, I got spoiled about ship stuff.
Okay, well, we can talk about ship stuff off air, but yeah, I'm so looking forward to this, you guys. Arcane is a series that I loved when it first came out, and I can't wait to talk about it. I can't believe it took Tony. I can't believe Tony missed out on it the first time, but I'm glad to finally be able to hear his thoughts on season 1. I'm really looking forward to it. But until next time, we will catch you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this podcast because you deserved a good one. You deserved it. We'll catch you later. Peace.